At the beginning, we are introduced to a child named Steve who loved digging. However, when he goes to the mine to dig, an old man spots him and chases him away because there was a sign that read, "Children are not allowed." When Steve grows up, he starts wearing his brother's clothes. He works in a company from 9 to 5, but mining remains in his heart. One day, while having breakfast, he notices the mine and now that he's an adult, returns to the mine to dig. This time, even his grandfather can't stop him. While digging, he finds two things, an orb and an earth crystal. When combined, they open a new portal, the portal to the Overworld. Upon entering, Steve finds a colorful world made entirely of blocks. The most special part of this world is that, with the powers he gains, he can create anything, like building houses and creating new structures. He also meets a wolf dog named Dennis, who becomes his companion after Steve gives him a bone. Together, they begin transforming the Overworld, making it into a beautiful theme park. Steve's life is perfect, with no problems at all. One day, while exploring the forest, Steve discovers another portal, which is incomplete. After completing it, he and Dennis enter a new dimension known as the Nether, where a queen named Malgosia, who rules the piglins, resides. The piglins' mission is to mine gold and destroy the Overworld. There's a backstory to Malgosia's hatred, which I will explain later. When Steve and Dennis encounter Malgosia, she captures them. Before being imprisoned, Steve sends the orb with Dennis to prevent Malgosia from destroying the Overworld, and Dennis hides it under her bed. Now, the story shifts from 1979 to 2025, introducing Jason Momoa, known for playing Aquaman. As a child, he won many gaming titles, and gaming dominated his life. As an adult, he opened a gaming store called Garrett's Garbage World Gaming Zone. But it didn't do well because not everyone shares his love for games, his business struggles, and he's ordered to vacate the shop. One day, Garrett attends an auction to buy something that might help revive his business. The auctioneer mentions a special 1979 Atari game, which Garrett recognizes as a hidden gem. He buys the container at a high price, but when he opens it, he finds only garbage inside. The auctioneer apologizes, but Garrett is left frustrated. On his way home, Garrett's car breaks down, and two children, Natalie and Henry, are on the same path. They don't have parents, so they start a new life in the city. Natalie gets a job at a potato chip factory, and they are given a house to live in. They're happy, although Henry doesn't like the constant potato-based meals Natalie makes. On his first day at school, Henry visits Garrett's gaming store, where Garrett jokingly calls him a chomu, a silly term. Henry tells Garrett it's his first day in the city, and he's looking for a game to pass the time. Garrett, hungry, offers him a potato pizza instead. At school, Henry meets the principal, who tells him he's special since he's the only new student. In his first class, the teacher asks the students to draw a banana and an orange. Most students draw what they see, but Henry, who loves robotics, creates a jetpack out of the banana. The teacher scolds him, but Henry decides to make a real jetpack. However, his classmates sabotage it, causing it to malfunction and crash into the potato chip factory, leading to damage. The principal demands that Henry's guardians come to school, but since Henry has no guardians, he calls Garrett to come as his guardian. Garrett reluctantly agrees when Henry offers him $26. Garrett arrives in a flashy car, impressing the principal and everyone else at school. Afterward, Henry explores Garrett's store and finds the orb and earth crystal. When combined, the power pulls Henry towards the mine, and he arrives there with the crystal. Meanwhile, Natalie starts to worry about her brother's whereabouts, and with the help of a tracking device, she and Dawn follow Henry to the mine. As the orb activates the portal, the four of them are pulled into the Overworld, where they encounter new creatures. However, Malgosia quickly learns of their presence and sends her piglin army to retrieve the orb. At the same time, a Minecraft creature named Netwit arrives on Earth, creating confusion. The group is overwhelmed by the piglins, who are zombified versions of pigs, but Henry, like Steve, gains the ability to create. He builds a tower for protection. Just as the group faces increasing danger, Steve arrives to save them, knowing the zombies will burn to ashes when the sun rises. The group thanks him, but Steve demands the orb in return. Garrett, however, keeps the orb, bargaining for gold, diamonds, and jewels. Steve agrees, but only if Garrett helps him rescue Dennis, Steve's dog, from Malgotia. Garrett agrees, and the group sets off to prepare for war against Malgotia. They venture to Crutcher Town, where they craft weapons with the help of the local Crutchers. Meanwhile, Malgotia summons her general, Changus, who is a big threat. The group creates various weapons, including a potato gun, and prepares for battle. A huge fight breaks out between the two sides. Steve and Garrett, however, manage to fly to the Bluestone Mine, where Garrett plans to collect jewels. But before they can escape, they encounter the Great Hawk, a massive foe. With Henry's quick thinking and use of the creepers, they manage to defeat the Great Hawk. Meanwhile, Principal Sahiba, now with Nitwit, has a romantic dinner, and they exchange languages. The group continues to fight to save the Overworld. When Malgotia tries to destroy everything, Steve finally defeats her. The group returns to Earth, where Steve opens a new gaming zone, Game Overworld, and creates a new game called Lock City, which mesmerizes the entire city. Garrett's store becomes profitable, and Henry starts going to school in his jetpack. The film ends on a happy note. In a post-credits scene, Principal Sahiba and Nitwit, now married, exchange their languages, with Principal Sahiba speaking the Overworld language and Nitwit speaking English and Hindi. How did you like this video? Let me know in the comments. If this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to request a new movie or see your favorite movie on this channel.